Okay, so I'm working on the 64 Chevy Nova Station Wagon. It's a four-door station wagon that we're converting to a two-door. Originally on the four doors that were around here, they had posts around the windows, and we're going to make this into a two-door hardtop. So you can see right here, there's no post around the window. It'll have a window that rolls up here and a place right here mounted where we can mount a mirror. And then back here will be a quarter window that'll be able to roll up and down, and it'll also be a hardtop. So one of the challenges I'm running into is that on the original four-door, it had a post back here that had a recess that would accept the four-door post top. So you can see right here that it had a bit of a shape to it that allowed the door to close inside it. And unfortunately for the hardtop, that doesn't work. So we have to make something that's similar to what the two-door hardtop looks like. So this is what the back window on a two-door hardtop would look like. And you can see right here that it has a different recess, a much smoother one that would allow it to accept the window. So I kind of need to, because this was also a hardtop, it had a headliner in here, so you know, with this being a station wagon and a window right here, we can't have the same thing on the inside, so I kind of have to make something that is a combination of this and this, with an inside that kind of looks like this. So I have to kind of create a new piece of metal that will, you know, be a combination of these two, and that'll give me an opportunity to use a machine I made called a, well, I don't really have a name for it, but it's kind of like a Pullmax machine, a metal shaper. So I want to show you
what this is here is a metal shaping machine that I made a few years ago. It's actually made from an old drill press. This is the top half of the drill press that would normally be kind of horizontal. You can see the speed control for the drill press up there, and the motor back there, and the shaft that usually comes out to hold the drill goes through this cover that I made. But the shaft comes down to kind of a crankshaft that I made with an oscillating interconnecting rod there that goes down to these two hammers here. The bottom hammer is kind of an anvil that is mounted on some solid metal there and connected to the old drill press table adjuster. You can see the adjustment level there that allows it to go up and down. And then this one here is connected to this solid bar that goes up to a crankshaft inside here that is spun by the shaft. And it goes up and down and forms the metal as you feed flat metal through it. And then I made this over here to kind of act as a guide as I feed flat sheet metal into it. So this comes in very handy for difficult shapes that I need to make when it comes to, you know, making sheet metal for cars and other artwork. So what I do is I take tempered metal, making sure that these two pieces here are tempered. And you know, in this particular case, these are axle shafts. I know that axle shafts and leaf springs are high carbon tempered steel. So I use that as the hammer and the anvil. And then below each of these is some 3/4 inch square bar that is welded to the bottom of it, and 3/4 inch holes that receive it, and the top one is bolted because that's the one that moves, and the bottom one just slides in because it's stationary. And that's typically what I use. And anytime I need to make different shaped items, I just make new dies for it, and I'm able to form the metal any way I'd like. So the biggest challenge I was going to have in making this new piece was making this stepped groove right here. On the left side of this over here is the side that the back window rubber molding goes on, and the rubber molding itself actually kind of goes into this recess here, and then this is the window post. And that was going to be difficult to make on like a sheet metal brake or something like that. So what I did was made some dies for my shaping machine here that reflected the same size. So you can see right here that I've ground those pieces or the dies to this shape, so that when I run flat sheet metal through it, it'll actually conform to this shape as it's being hammered. So before I feed in a piece of metal to show you how this works, I figured I'd kind of turn the machine on for you so you can see the action that it has. And you can see that the top hammer moves up and down rapidly. The camera doesn't really do it any justice. I think it looks a little slower than it actually is, but it moves up and down and works on the anvil here and forms the metal as it goes through.
Adjust this up slope for each pass. I'll do one pass, adjust it up a little bit. See how it starts to form. Adjust it up a little bit more. And you can see how the metal has now taken on the shape that I'm looking for. So after shaping the metal in the metal former, I have to take it and get some of the imperfections out of it. So I'll take it over here and just kind of with a wooden mallet, with a wooden piece of wood and a plastic mallet, kind of straighten out some of the pieces. And then I'm going to end up cutting it along here, bending it over here to get the rib, and then forming the back piece, and then spot welding the two pieces together. So I've taken the piece we formed on the hammer, and I was able to take it. You can see right here, this is the piece, the finished piece. This is going to be the new window post. The window will meet into here. This will be the view from the inside of the car, and then this will be the view from the outside. This is the place where the window will close into, and this is the piece we formed on the machine that'll allow the rubber gasket for the window to set in here, and this will be the outside post. I've taken the two pieces, spot welded them together, and now I have a new window post that we'll be using on this car. So the piece that I formed will now go here, and I'll still have to cut some off the top here and some off the bottom here. We'll graft it in, have a support that comes down with a wheel well. But in the end, it'll look factory. It'll allow for the quarter window to roll up into this recess here, just like a two-door hardtop does. And on the back side, it'll look like a station wagon's doorpost. And this edge here will accept the window that'll be right here, and it should look pretty cool. So, next step will be to put this all in place, get the quarter panels on, and it should start to take shape nicely. Stay tuned, check out metalartforms.com to see progress and see how things turn out. Talk to you later.